Hey everybody, welcome back to my Eurovision React review. So, last night Belgium selected their song for Eurovision. And so, Gustaph was selected in regards to a combination of televotes and jury votes. And as a result of that, there does seem to be some evident drama both on YouTube and on social media regarding this choice. Now, I reacted to this song last night. And I admitted that I had not in any way, shape or form followed Eurosong. I hadn't heard any of the snippets. I didn't know anything about the artist. I knew a little bit about, I'm going to call her Cherry or Chérine, only because I could not escape that because it seemed to be a Euro fan favourite on Twitter. And moreover, I did mention in my video that I did last night and published on my channel that I'd seen snippets of her in interviews. She seemed extremely endearing and lovely. And I guess that's also why people were rooting for it. But other than that, I didn't really know much. Other than, was it Tom Dice, who represented Belgium, that was part of the Starlings as well. So I was familiar of them, but that's pretty much it. So when I saw that Gustaph won, which again, I reacted to that live in my video last night, I was surprised because I hadn't heard his name. Moreover, his image either. I had not seen people on Twitter or on Instagram kind of rooting for that. So it was a surprise. Now, it would seem that, look, I am part of the Euro fan base because I love Eurovision. I love Eurovision in the way that it is something that I'm extremely passionate about. And I don't want to say, you know, it gives meaning to my life because that's a really grand statement and that makes me sound like a complete moron. But it does. But not in a way whereby if I'm disappointed with national final results or semi-final results or final results, I feel the need to kind of communicate my feelings in a very negative way. And I can't escape the fact that people's verbal communication on their feelings and emotions of the results last night, not a lot of it, some significant parts of it are uncomfortable to read. Now, my theory is when I kind of comment or write things, I am always honest. I would never kind of pander to the Euro fan base if I know there's a fan favourite. If I'm not crazy about the song, I do say it. But I do select my words carefully, only because imagine Gustaph listens to that or reads that. From my experience on my YouTube channel, I've been extremely fortunate and blessed to have participating artists at Eurovision National Finals engage with my content. So if I had said anything that would be ultimately offensive, I think saying you don't like a song and saying that Belgium made the wrong choice, that's not offensive. That's your opinion, free speech, and if it's said in a respectable way, then it's valid. But my feeling is, if, for example, Gustaph reads those things and listens to those things, it's not constructive criticism. You're just basically not being very nice. And it's kind of weird because Eurovision as a show is all about kind of friendship, connection, love, positivity. And some small minority of Euro fans don't seem to, when they communicate, buy into those ideals. And it baffles me. I love Eurovision. And of course, when I see results and, you know, my favourite doesn't do well, of course, I'm disappointed. But not in a way where I then communicate that in a very negative and almost with venom way. It adds no positivity to the universe. And moreover, it's Eurovision. It's not like it's something so unbelievably world serious that it demands these really emotive responses. So yeah, I kind of woke up this morning and I was reading comments on my video and a few people had commented saying they are disappointed with some of the things that they are reading and listening to. So yeah, I have to be mindful of that as well moving forward. And I always do check myself. If someone does say in the comment, you were quite harsh, I do rewatch it and I think to myself, do I pull that video down? Do I edit that out? Because I don't want to put that sort of energy out there into the universe. And as YouTube reactors, we do have a responsibility as well. I have listened, I watched 3 reaction videos actually, and every single one was respectful. Every single one was surprised, watched it, smiled, enjoyed the performance, acknowledged Gustaph as an artist, and fundamentally how great his voice is and how great he is live. But luckily, touch wood, so far, I haven't seen any reactor that has communicated in a very negative way the results. So yeah. Anyway, the purpose of this video is to check out the other songs, because yesterday in the video I checked out the Starlings only because they won the televote. But again, this is the lovely thing about this YouTube channel, is from that video a few people have added me on social media, and as a result of that they wanted to one-to-one communicate their feelings, people from Belgium. And they were giving me so much context that I had no idea about, particularly in regards to the Starlings being probably the most popular and most well listened to artists in Belgium. So that would make sense in regards to the televote. And some people, actually more than not in Belgium, are actually quite happy with the result. So at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, right? But I do know there are some people in Belgium that are not, and they have communicated that on my video. But if you have reached out to me on social media, thank you so much, because that context is so important. And with that context, it is evident that I need to go away and listen to other songs. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. So yeah, I guess let's start off with the fan favourite, right? Chérine. Okay. So from what I could see from social media, I couldn't ignore it. The staging may have let it down. Also, disclaimer, I haven't heard any of these songs. I can already see why Euro fans like this one. I think the stage is alright. I mean, it's crazy. Good verse, good chorus. Ultimately, a pretty decent song. I can see why this was a Euro fan favourite. I can see why this won the Wee Wee Blogs poll just before the national final yesterday. It is kind of Euro fan fodder, like the general, you know what I mean. I know that there are people that don't follow the Euro fan hype, but yeah, it seems like a good song. One thing I said about Gustaph's song is I wasn't sure there was an obvious great melody in the chorus. But the melody is coming through on this one, right? Well, this is new. What the hell is that? I'm confused. I get that's a flower, but that looks like something from Monsters, Inc. I think the staging's okay. It is a kind of, I'm noticing the eye on her head now. It is a kind of tapping into a Monsters, Inc. choreography. I had no issue with the staging until the dancers decided that they wanted to join in. The dancers, the figures, they were like, oh, we want some of this too. That's when maybe it borderline or crosses kind of ridiculous. And I have seen obviously people saying or linking this to Junior Eurovision. I guess because it's so in your face and colourful and juvenile to a point. I don't know. Would a different staging have saved this? I'm not sure, because her vocal is great. The melody of the song's coming through. You're not going to forget this staging. But do you think people back at home in Belgium kind of watched this and was like, what a hot mess, and didn't vote for it? I mean, it's not gone unnoticed. I've read one or two comments, and I hope it's not the case. I hope geopolitics didn't come into this, because what I mean by that, it's because in Belgium, they take in turns, don't they? The French-speaking broadcaster and the Flemish-speaking broadcaster. And it's the Flemish-speaking broadcaster whose turn it is this year, right? And this is a song that is exclusively in French. I really hope geopolitics didn't play a role. I hope it is just the fact that people just could not connect with this stage. My channel is a very family-friendly channel, but how do I say this in code? There might be some like recreational substances that adults might take, which might make this performance pop even more, or it might freak you out. I quite like the staging. I mean, I do understand why people probably were expecting something that wasn't this. She's probably really disappointed, because there was so much excitement for this song, outside of Belgium at least. It's probably this, right? If you were watching it Belgium, you were like, WTF. Like, there's juvenile and jovial, and then there's just bat crazy. Which is pretty much what's happened here. Okay. I mean, I get why people liked the song. The song is good. I actually thought the staging was okay. But maybe a more of a sense that there's more of an idea what they wanted to do with these inflatable things rather than get them running around. But I liked the fact that it was in your face visually. It reminds me of that song from Austria that everyone loved. And I was like, but I've got to be careful what I say, because my friends loved it as well. What was it, Austria 2016? That had a real kind of visual staging, but obviously didn't feel cheap. I think probably people felt that just felt cheap, right? And one thing that I did see on the comments on social media generally is people were really pleasantly surprised about the budget of Eurosong, in the sense of it felt quite expensive, the whole staging and production of the show. And even though that was gimmicky and had cheap ideas, you could clearly see from the staging and the production, the camera angles, that money and thoughts went into this national final. So it's not like Belgium didn't try. Right, let's check out the one that won the jury, right? Gala. Is that the one in the left? No, it's not. That's the Starlings. Okie doke. So this is the one that everyone was comparing to Billie Eilish, right? Which I don't listen to. Oh, and I don't really listen to Ed Sheeran, so when everyone keeps comparing the Starlings to that, I don't get it, because I don't listen to Ed Sheeran either. First of all, the dancers has given me a throwback to Roxanne from Romania, and that didn't go down well. Already in the first 42 minutes, it's already sounding kind of what we do, or what we have come to expect generally from Belgium, and that is sending a song that sounds quite current and radio friendly, and you could hear it in the radio or on the radio in the UK. I have no issue with kind of deep, dark, sombering sounding songs. Okay. Because some people are saying it's too dark and too somber. I've got to be careful now. Oh, I get the Billie Eilish reference. Okay, when I said I've got to be a bit careful, because obviously I reacted to Gustaph last night, and my honest opinion was, obviously I was shocked initially, but when you get into that last kind of final bridge into the chorus, it starts warming on you a little bit. And in my reaction, I then rewound it for the last minute again to fundamentally understand that I think if I give it a few listens, it will then suddenly kind of become probably a little bit of an anthem for me. But knowing it's probably not that competitive. But there's people like ESC Tom, who's a YouTuber on Twitter. He's right what he's saying in regards to the semi-finals at Eurovision is just televote, and he believes that that could be a televote, a popular televote choice. Gustaph I'm talking about. But what I mean by being careful is I'm just really tempted to say this sounds more current, this sounds more fresh, this sounds more competitive at Eurovision. Because even if you compare it to Billie Eilish, well, that shouldn't be a negative, right? I mean, I don't know facts and figures, but I'm sure someone could draw it up very quickly in regards to how many albums and singles she sold and in regards to where she ranks worldwide. It's a no-brainer to tap into a popular sound. Yeah, I can see why some people have messaged me and also commented on my last video in regards to being disappointed this wasn't chosen. So this is the chorus, this bit. I mean, you would like to think had this have been chosen, you'd like to put some money on the fact that this would be a more obvious qualifier from the semi-final than Gustaph. And also, Romania, this is what you should have got Roxanne to do with her backing dancers, not getting her to run around the stage. Visually arresting. Staging. I'll say it again because I watched Eureka from MGP last night in Norway. Something slightly missing with that staging. You don't need pyro. You don't need LEDs, although that would massively boost it. You just need a concept. And I feel that's what's lacking with Eureka, but that has a clear concept. And as a result of that, even if you're not in tune with that song or in tune with that sound, you can't help but not watch that for the 3 minutes. Ooh, I am understanding the fuel behind some of the things that I'm reading in regards to last night's response. But yeah, you can't say that Belgium didn't try. The show looks amazing, and the quality of some of these songs, like I said, I haven't heard Ed Sheeran, and particularly this song that everyone's comparing it to, but I thought the Starlings was quality. I think Chérine's song is an infectious bop, which completely is catnip to Euro fans. And that is a real credible radio-friendly song, which traditionally we are normally used to Belgium sending. So I can see why Gustaph's result, bless him, did you see his response? He was unbelievably surprised. He was the most surprised, more surprised than everyone else. Interesting. Okay, the last song that I'm going to check from last night, I will check the other two in my own time, but I've got a lot of reactions to do this morning, and then I need to do a lot of work. Yeah, if you're a subscriber to my channel, you know that work is crazy at the moment, and I have to do these when I can. So, right, final one of this morning, because some people did say this was one of their favourites, if not their favourite. Ameerah, the Carnival. Well, that's freaky. But in a kind of a good way. I like the beat. Oh, I quite like this one. Oh, I like this one. Obviously, I like this one. I mean, the melody's predictable, but I'm sold. Belgium, sorry, this is my favourite. I've not even heard the full song. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Okay. I'll talk about it at the end. Yeah. You can't argue that Belgium didn't have a solid national final. And as a result of that, it is surprising Gustaph's result. Because I don't understand people picking up the phone for Gustaph in the sense of when you've got this. Is this on Spotify? I need it in my life. Wherever you are. Ameerah. Yes, it is! That's my song for today. I'm really, really, really pleasantly surprised in regards to staging. I just thought it was just going to be in a studio. Slight delay in that. This is my favourite. I love this one. Oh, so unbelievably good. I'm so glad. Do you know what? I was this close not to check that song out. I was just going to go for Chérine because it was a fan favourite, and I was going to go for Gala because it won the jury and people were saying that it was amazing. Guys, that was my favourite. But let's acknowledge the guy in the bottom right-hand corner. He is Belgium's choice. He is fabulous. And I think he's got a good message to advocate the next couple of months that is very in tune with LGBTQIA+ now, I think, issues. And we hopefully will expect a show in Liverpool, a fabulous one, a wow one from Gustaph in May. Right, okay, as I said, I need to crack on with my reactions this morning because I've got a big list of things I need to do. But I'm glad I checked those out, and I'm so glad I now know Ameerah is the Carnival because that one is a bop. So those are my thoughts. Please let me know what you think. I guess because obviously I've reacted to the winner already, this video won't be as popular, but nonetheless, please do let me know what you think of the three that I have reacted to. And if you're still here and you haven't subscribed, please do click the notification button so you're informed if when I post videos. And yeah, until next time, stay safe.